Welcome back everyone to another episode of the devlog of the game which has no name but which is gonna be awesome. Oh, it's a horrible intro, I know, but let's just jump into the game because a lot of things have happened since last time. I think the most notable thing you're gonna notice right away, and that's that there's actually a few sounds in the game. There's not that many sounds in the game yet. I'm working on it, everyone, I'm working on it, but there's a few sounds. So for instance, although I don't know if I'm gonna keep this sound, I have an inhale exhale sound, so there is like a little bit of steam, is that the word? Oh, what's the word in English? I don't know. There's a little bit of steam coming out of his mouth when he's breathing out. I don't think that's the correct word, but I really can't remember English right now. So there's also sound for some of the items. There are sounds for like chainmail items and there are sounds for plate mail items. But every other item doesn't have a sound. Also, if you pick up an item now, you will get the pickup sound. And when you equip an item, you'll have a little bit of a satisfying oomph when you equip it. Same too with this. It's the same sound as when it drops, but it's nice to have sounds, finally. Next thing we can see here is that I have 1,000,000 HP. I haven't rebalanced the combat system. This is because we don't have a rest system yet, so there's no way of replenishing HP, except for randomly finding healing potions. So I've set my HP to an amount which the opponents can never kill. just be able to play around. Also, there's no more skills here, and that's because I'm remaking all the skills and everything from scratch now, and trying to make combat be fun. And I think combat went from 0 fun to 0.1%. Now it's a little bit higher. 50% fun. I think combat is 50% fun now, except for the fact that I'm invulnerable, because now we actually have sounds in combat. We don't have all the combat sounds necessary to make it sound good in combat, and they're not super good because I made all the sounds myself. How did I make the sounds? For instance, the search coffin sound. We can click at it first. That sound, you know what that is? That is 2 bowls. I don't know, I can maybe recreate the sound here. These bowls right here. That's the underside of them. And that's the sound that you hear when you open a coffin. And of course the voice of this guy is mine, but I've tuned the pitch a little bit, so I made the voice a little more manly, of course. My voice is not super manly. Maybe if there's like a jester or something in the game, could give my original voice, but I've pitched it down a little bit and I've changed the bass, made it a little more bassy. We're gonna hear. I want to say see. We're gonna hear what it sounds when we get into combat here. So let's see. There we have a little bit of a combat sound. So these guys also have my voice, but their voices, it's very hard to hear that it's my voice on these guys. You might be able to hear that it's my voice on this guy when I attack now. But it's more manly. Also, you might wonder, where did he get this hit sound from? The hit sound of when they hit on plate, that is 2 spoons. It's this sound. And when I hit them, because it's a sword versus bone, right? So sword versus bone, what I did is I took a pineapple and a knife, and then I just held it very close to the mic and just cut it like this. You can try to, if you really listen closely, you can almost hear the pineapple versus knife sound when I hit them. There's a little bit. It's easier if there's like only one of them, because there's just so much noise from them hitting my armor here. It's a nice sound, I gotta say. And the combat is so much better. I didn't realize how important sound is in the game. Like, without sound, combat is super boring. It's still not super great, but now that there's at least, this sound is like some, how should I say this? Like, it feels like you're in the world for the first time. Because before, when it didn't have sound, it felt like nothing was happening. You just attacked and things happened on the screen, but there was like no correlation between things. Chris, can you explain yourself? No, I can't. I can't. It's just look and see. And listen. More than looking. Listen! Just listen to this. Ooh. Also, when I get hit by these guys, when the skeletons hit me, you will see that if I, for instance, just press wait here, there's a little bit of a animation now when you get hit, so you're... Also, when you attack, to not make it very annoying that this guy breathes in and out all the time, he will stop breathing while he's attacking. Because else he would just breathe in their face while he's attacking in. And, I mean, that's fine, but it looked a little bit weird, especially since the breathing... I probably will change the breathing so that if you have attacked recently, you have like a faster breathing or something, because it's kind of weird that this guy's super relaxed after having fought like a million skeletons. Also, the skeletons are looking my way, which is a little bit awkward in certain directions. Like for this guy it works. For this guy it looks great, I think. Oh yeah, the animations. Didn't even think about that. That's the first thing I changed. All the animations are new for all the enemies, so they are not just copying my animations, which make it look a lot better. Now it looks much more realistic, I think. They also always look at me, except for when they're attacking, because else it looks super weird when they're attacking, and especially when they like do a spin around attack or something, and the head like twists around to look at the character. So they only look at the character when they are idle, or when they're moving, I think. But as you can see, it's a little bit weird on this guy. I should probably set a limit to when they look, or maybe I should make it so that if they end a move, and they look, and they are standing in an awkward direction, they turn ever so slightly. They'll give them like a 30-degree freedom of how they can turn or something, so that this doesn't happen. Yeah, but that's pretty cool. You can see they have new walk animations, they have different animations. As you can see, the Berserker has this kind of swing around attack, and this guy is more... I know I'm not explaining very well now, but you know what I'm saying. I think you know what I'm saying. Oh, probably, hopefully, maybe. So now combat is starting to feel juicy. I mean, it's far off being good. I realized that. I realized that the sound effects are not perfect also. My pineapple sounds are not perfect yet. But it's much better than it were before, gotta say. Also, this guy, the move set of the unarmed skeleton needs a lot of improvements, I feel like. As you can see, this guy essentially runs into me when I attack him like this, and that looks super weird. Okay, this guy, I think, bugged out or something. Did it do 2 attacks? I don't think he can. I don't think that he can perform 2 attacks, so I think I have a check for that, but still. Also, yeah, there's sounds when you move. This kind of air. And there's a few particle effects at the feet when you move. It looks a little bit more realistic. I think I will have to tweak the sounds a little bit more, a little too bassy, I think. A little too much. I went overboard with the bass here on the walking sounds. But they have an oomph to them, so I kind of like them at the same time. I don't know. Probably what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give everything a sound, everything that should have a sound, as for instance, every item type should have a sound, everything that can open should have a sound, everything that can drop, as for instance this belt didn't have a drop sound. Give everything a sound, and don't care about if it's perfect or not. I'm just gonna record something, and then, you know, just try and make it work. And then at some point I'm hopefully gonna be better at making sounds, and I'm gonna be able to replace those sounds in the future. The same thing as I did with this character. Essentially, this character that I started off with looked like absolute dog shit. And I didn't think it looked like dog shit because it was the first time, you know, I tried out Blender, and I wasn't too picky. But then I've learned a lot, and now the character looks about 1,000,000 times better. It's probably gonna be the same for the sound effects. They're gonna sound like absolute dog shit in the beginning. I'm thinking that they sound amazing, But then in 2 months, I'm probably gonna think that they sound horrible. I'm gonna remake them. Hopefully then I'll be a little better at it and make better sound effects. Also, it's a little bit awkward since it's way too silent. Like, I want sounds of like these insects moving about on the ground. I want sounds of like maybe there's some wind blowing inside of here, and maybe there's some water dripping from the ceiling. Stuff like that. Maybe there's like a bat swarm or something. However bat sounds, I'm sure you're all curious to hear how my interpretation of the bat sound is gonna sound, but we'll see. We'll see how that's gonna be. Is there anything else I've added into the game since last time? Okay, we added sounds. We've added... I talked about all these stats last time, so that's good. No, I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, the AI is very much improved. For instance, or maybe I should... Okay, I'll dispatch of these guys, and I'll show you. So one of the improvements is that before, if someone blocked the path of these guys, they didn't even... Okay, then... Okay. I said that and then I realized this guy didn't move closer. So what they should do now, but probably there's some bug in my code, is that if there are 2 people, let's say we're standing in a hallway. This is weird. We are this fist right there. This is the hallway. And then there's guys coming from the top here. But there's 2 guys blocking, so these guys can't come through here. Before, what they did is just stood in place. Now what they should do, if my code is working correctly, is that they should walk as close as possible and then just, you know, hover about there so they're ready to attack whenever these 2 guys die. That's what they should do, but that's not what this guy did. So probably there's some bug in my code. That's fine, gonna fix that. Dunk. And yeah. And the pathfinding is improved also, so that can do this. Okay, here's a perfect opportunity to show this. I think there is a door here. Hopefully there's gonna be enemies on the other side of the door, because now the enemies can open door. If the enemy has seen you, they can open doors. If they haven't seen you, they can't open doors yet, but that's gonna be something for the future. Because when I eventually implement the resting system, of course, you're gonna... Like, enemies can attack you while you rest. So they can move about between rooms, but they can't do that yet. If I open a room like this, and there's of course no enemies in this room. Frackers. Frackers? Bandackers? Why? Any enemies in here? Oh, there's one there. Hopefully this is gonna work now. Okay, so if I move about there. Yeah, and then he comes walking in there. AI working amazing. Amazing, Chris. You did it. You did it! You did it! Look! And another belt. Sure. They already have a belt. Nothing in here. Yeah, that's about all I want to show you. Next time, hopefully, combat will be even better. Okay, so the things that we need to work on. When an enemy dies, it's very lackluster. There's like no sounds, no effects on that. The bones, you know, going everywhere. But I think the bones needs to have sounds when they hit the ground and stuff like that. So that becomes more of a sound, like more satisfying to kill the opponents. So that's one thing. There needs to be sound for essentially everything. I'm just so hooked on sound right now. It feels like the game got so much better with even my shitty sounds. We need ambient sounds, of course. We need, yeah, effects when people die, and then we'll probably start trying to make skills and stuff work. Something like that. I don't have a plan after that, but that's my plan for right now. Sounds. Sound. Sounds good. Hello, Daniel! And you are? It's me, the YouTube algorithm. And well, what are you doing here? I'm just here to take some views. No, those are my views. Oh, I can explain to you, senor. You see, you have subs 0% and non-subs 100%. That's why you can take all your views. I guess it's time that you check out the little thing down there.